let you know that this group that's singing before you, even though there's several singers who are not here this morning, this group is a miracle. Because as I had mentioned to some of you, when the school year ended last year, I thought, well, we'll probably have between the usual number of 50 or 60 people in choir this year. And when school started, I realized with the addition of a number of AP classes pretty much designed for those students that want to go on to college, which we have a really wonderful selection now, that choir just was not going to function because these students needed these AP classes. So when school started, we had 10 students. And they weren't exactly the 10 students I probably would have handpicked. And I remember that I really was pretty discouraged for a couple of weeks, and finally it just seemed so clear to me, Lord, I need to pray about this. I need to make it a subject of prayer. And so I did. And I said, Lord, this is your program. These are your young people. If you want us to have a choir this year, you're going to have to make it happen, because we can't change a schedule that's already been defined and refined a number of times. And this is what we have. If you put about 10 more people with this group, and it's an answer to prayer. Because this group is not a group that would have been handpicked. Anyone that wanted to be in the group, I took them. I was glad to have them. And from that, a very special relationship has formed. At least, I hope it's not one-sided, but I really love these guys. And I tell them probably too often how much I appreciate them. Because every day when they come to practice together, nobody's messing around. Everybody's on task. We're doing our work. We're doing the best we can. And we love to sing. Amen. And so this group behind me, again, has a very special place in my heart. Because this group should not have functioned. And it is, and it does. And they sing out, and I'm so proud of them. Orangewood is doing really well. We have about 30 more students this year than we had last year. We just had an Academy Day. There were many more students than we've had in past Academy Days. And I'd say 98% of the students that came said they plan to go to Orangewood next year. I may have to make it a subject of prayer that we get them in choir next year, but you know what? I'm a believer because I know that it works. I know that it works. We're going to sing a couple of anthems for you this morning that we especially love. And one thing that we've strived to work on is in our hymn festivals that we have coming up in San Diego, and the other hymn festival that we do every year at the Anaheim Church, which is going to be on the late afternoon of the 4th of May. And we hope that you will come, because the students learn to love the hymns by being exposed to them. And as we've talked before, there's a lot of churches that aren't doing much in the way of doing hymns anymore. I'd just like to share a couple of things with you. The author of this book is talking about how to really have a deeper and closer relationship with God and with Jesus Christ, and I know that's something that we all want. Praise, prayer, and love. A daily life of praise, thanksgiving, and admonition to God. A daily life of prayer, fellowship, and communion with God. A daily life of love, a delight in the personal assurance of God's love, and a desire to share His love with others. The two basic resource books are available to help us in this spiritual well-being: the Bible and the church hymnal. Regular study of the Bible, God's unfailable rule of faith and practice, is an absolute essential for Christian living. Nothing ever replaces our daily need for His trustworthy word. Through the ages, however, devout believers from every Christian community have responded to God and His inspired revelation with their own expressions. The church hymnal, a most important heritage of the Christian church, is one of the finest collections of man's thoughts and feelings about God. When these choice responses are further enhanced with appropriate melodies, harmonies, and rhythms, there exists a reservoir of unusual spiritual strength and courage and encouragement. Spend time each day with the two resource books now blended together into these daily devotionals. Allow God to speak directly to you through scriptures, and also consider thoughtfully how other sincere believers have related to God with their psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. So these students tell me on a regular basis that they are blessed by the music that we are learning. And it amazes me, in my experience of working with choirs in the past, usually we're always ready for the new year and give us some new songs. Many of the songs that we sing are songs you've heard before because they just don't want to let them go. There's one hymn, When I Survey the Wondrous Cross, that we always end our hymn festival with, and when I didn't bring it out at the beginning of the year, where is When I Survey the Wondrous Cross? If people tell you that young people will not sing hymns, it's not their music, don't believe them. It's not true. It's for all of us.
Amen.
Because the Lord
need me to wait for
No,
the
you're
sit
fine.
here?
Oh, yeah, right there you will. Yeah.
I'm good here?
I got screwed over a little bit.
The first time I sang this song was with Don's mother's sister, his aunt, who was my major professor in college, who was an amazing musician and just an amazing person. And I have loved this piece, I think, since that time. Wasn't quite as long as I think you said it was, but it's been a while. But this song just means so much to us, and it means a lot that you would want to hear it, so we'll share it with you this morning. When I Survey the Wondrous Cross. This is a piece really